Welcome back, students. Today we are talking lesson 1.10. We're talking about numerical expressions. So we're working with the operations and algebraic thinking 5.2. Here's the I can statement. I can write simple expressions with numbers. I can interpret numerical expressions without evaluating them. There is a PDF under the 1.10 folder that has math words that we use for operations. So there's words that mean addition and words that mean subtraction, as well as multiplication and division. And you can refer to that PDF in the lesson 1.10 folder, and you can look back to this at any time. Feel free to print it off for at-home students. Students in the classroom, we've handed those out, so make sure you see one of your teachers to get those. But this will also help you decide if you're going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide within that expression. So make sure you refer to this as you're working through here. Lesson 1.10, a numerical expression is a mathematical phrase that has numbers and operation signs, but does not have an equal sign. So with an expression, basically it means you are setting the problem up, but you are not solving it. So we are going to set up each one of these problems with an addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division sign, but we're not going to go ahead and solve them to find the answer because it's just an expression. First problem here is Tyler caught 15 small bass and his dad caught 12 small bass in the Memorial Bass Tournament. Write a numerical expression to represent how many fish they caught in all. So as we look here, Tyler caught 15, his dad caught 12, and because we are talking in all, we want to know how many they caught together. In all is a key word that tells us we're going to add them together. So we're going to do 15 plus 12. So the expression is just 15 plus 12. And that represents how many fish they caught in all. An addition problem example here would be Emma has 11 fish in her aquarium and she buys 5 more. Because she is putting 4 more into the aquarium, she's adding that to it. Okay, so she buys 4 more, which means she's going to get, she's going to receive, she's going to add 4. So it's 11 plus 4 would be the expression. For the subtraction problem here, Lucia has 128 stamps. She uses 38 stamps on party invitations. So because she's using them, she's going to use 38. We are going to take that away. So it's going to be 128 minus 38. So that would be the expression. Because she's taking away 38 stamps or getting rid of them or using them, we're going to subtract 38. Bottom left here, the multiplication expression, Carla buys 5 books. Each book costs $3. Now the word each tells us we're going to multiply. Okay, when we're doing something over and over, like there's 5 books and every single book costs $3, we're going to multiply. So we're going to do 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 5 times 3, 5 times 3 would be the expression. 5 multiplied by 3 because there are 5 books and we're multiplying each book by $3. The division problem, or the division expression here, is 4 players share 52 cards equally. Now, shared equally is our key word here because it means we're going to split them up into groups, and we're going to split them up in equal groups. Therefore, it's a division problem. Now, on the division problems and those story problems, you have to read it very carefully because you have to think about what is being split apart. Is it the 4 players? Or are the 52 cards being separated? The 52 cards are what are being separated, so that goes first. So we have 52 divided by 4 players. 52 divided by 4 would be the expression. And because it's an expression, we are not going to solve it. On the next page, we're talking expressions now with parentheses. The meaning of words in the problem will tell you where to place the parentheses in the expression. We use parentheses, guys, to tell us to do this first. Okay, so parentheses, when you put parentheses around numbers in a problem, they want you to do that part first. So in this first problem, or example number 2 here on this page, Doug went fishing for 3 days. Each day he put $15 in his pocket. At the end of each day, he had $5 left. So he had spent some money, he had $5 left. How much money did Doug spend by the end of the trip? So every day he wakes up, he puts $15 in his pocket. At the end of the day, he has $5 left. The next day he gets up, he puts $15 in his pocket. He spends some money, he has $5 left. He does that for 3 days. So the key part here is he had $15. He takes away the $5 that he is left. So how much did he spend? That's what's telling us right here is how much money he spent. He had $15. He's going to take away the $5 that he had left in his pocket. That will tell him how much he spent for that day. He's going to do that 3 times each day. The word each tells us we're going to multiply by 3. Okay, and again, we're not really solving the problems here. Down the road, we will eventually get to solving or evaluating the expression. That means to solve it. But today, all we're doing is setting that problem up. Now, example problem 3. Now we're going to look at 2 different story problems and evaluate how they would be a little bit different. Remember, when you're looking at expressions, you can also think about them like a story. You have a beginning, you have a middle, and then you would have an end, which would be your answer. So this problem, or for expressions, all we're thinking about is a beginning and a middle. What did you start with and what happened? That's what we're looking at. So in a story, beginning, middle, and end, we're not worried about the end in the expressions. So what did you start with? What happened? Kim has $20 for her fishing trip. She spends $12 on a fishing pole, and then she finds $3. How much money did Kim have now? Okay, we're going to list the events. So first, Kim had $20. What did she start with? The $20. Then what happened? Well, she spends $12. Well, when you spend, we're going to spend $12. She spends $12. That means she is taking away, she is subtracting that money. Then she finds $3. So then she's going to find $3. Let's look at this. So if you spend $12, you're taking that money away. And then you find it, you're getting money back. So if we look at this, it reads 12 plus 3. Well, 12 plus 3 would be 15. Did she take away $15? If we spend 12 and then we find 3, it's kind of like spending $9. So no, this does not match the given expression up top. Because if we do this first, 12 plus 3, we would have $15. And then we take that away from $20. Well, that's not what the question said here, what the problem said. That's $12 taken away and then finding or adding 3. Okay? So no, that does not match it. And I'll explain why that doesn't match here when we read the second expression here. Kim has $20 for her fishing trip. Starts out the same. What did you start with? $20. She spends $12 on a fishing pole. Okay. Spends $12. Then what happened? Well, then she also spent $3 on bait. So she spent $12 on a fishing pole and spends $3 on bait. Okay, so if she spends 12 and then she spends 3 more, she spends 15 total dollars. If we put parentheses around the 12 and the 3, it's like her receipt. Think about it when you go to the grocery store and you start out with a certain amount of money. And then you start handing the cashier all of your items. On the receipt, all of those items add up over and over and over until you get to the total bill. Then you give the cashier your money and she subtracts how much you spent. So treat the parentheses like a receipt that you would get from the grocery store. Everything that you spent adds up. So here we spent $12 and then we spent $3 more. Well, we spent 15, 12 plus 3, which is what the expression says here. At the end, we had $20 and we subtract that money from that. So yes, this story problem here matches our original expression. Let's try it again down here on the share and show. Terry has 18 worms. She gave away 4 worms to Susie and 3 worms to Jamie. So what did we start with? We started with 18 worms. Okay, so that's why 18 goes first. What happened? Well, she gave 4 away, and then she gave 3 more away. So I want you to think, how many did she give away? When you give away, you should have subtraction. We have subtraction here and here. Which expression matches that story problem? Did she have 18 and get rid of 4, and then she got 3 more? She found 3 more or was given 3. Or did she have 18 and she took away 4 and 3? This expression matches because she gave away 7 worms, 4 plus 3, and she took it away from 18. Question number 2. Rick had $8. He then worked 4 hours and made $5 each hour. So he started out with $8. He then worked 4 hours and made $5 each hour. Remember what the word each tells us. Each tells us we're going to multiply, and we're going to multiply the 4 hours times 5. So we're thinking 4 times 5, and then we're going to add that to the amount of money that we had at the beginning. He had $8. That stays in his pocket. He then works 4 hours times 5. So the expression that matches this would be the first one. Had $8, then he adds how much he worked, 4 times 5. We know that it's 20, but again, today we're not evaluating these expressions, but this is how you would set this problem up. Let's go ahead and look through these problems here. If you'd like to hit pause now and go ahead and try to solve these expressions on your own, number 3 and number 4, and then number 5 and number 6, you can write your own if you would like that matches these story problems. For number 3, Greg drives 26 miles on Monday and then 90 miles on Tuesday. They want to know how many miles altogether has he driven. So we have 26 miles on Monday, 90 miles on Tuesday. When we want something all together, we're going to add them. We're going to take 26 and add 90 to that. 26 plus 90. Number 4, Linda has 27 fewer fish than Jack. Jack has 80 fish. If we're talking about 27 fewer, we talk about less. So we probably should subtract here. But remember, in subtraction, you always start with the bigger number. Jack had 80 fish. That's what we start with. And then we're going to subtract 27 from that. Clean up that 0. 80 minus 27. On number 5, you would have to write a sentence or a story problem that matches 34 minus 17. My story problem would be Mr. Reindell made 34 chocolate chip cookies, and then he sat down on the couch and ate 17 of them. That would be my story problem for how many cookies are left. And Mr. Reindell would have a stomach ache. That would be the case. Number 6, you would need to come up with a story problem. Here, you started with $12 and maybe took 4 away, and you did that 6 times. So you have to start with something and then get rid of it and then multiply it 6 times. So every day, Mr. Reindell would put $12 in his pocket. He would spend $4 on M&Ms at the gas station, and he does that for 6 days. So how much money would he have spent there? Okay, so we're talking about spending $4, so he would have $8 left, and he did that 6 times. Again, here's another opportunity if you would like to pause this and work questions 7 through 10 out. You may do that now. As we look through number 7, Jose shared 12 party favors equally among 6 friends. Key word here, shared equally. Shared equally tells us we're going to divide. It's the party favors that are being divided. So it is 12 divided by 6. Every person would get 2 party favors, right? 12 divided by 6. Question number 8. Braden has 14 baseball cards. He finds 5 more. So he started out with 14. And then what happened? Well, what happened was he found 4 more or 5 more. He's going to add those to his collection. 14 plus 5. Question number 9. Isabel bought 12 bottles of water at $2 each. Keyword is each. So every single bottle of water costs $2. So you're thinking 2, 2, 2, 2. That's repeated addition. So each tells us we're going to multiply 12 bottles times $2. Number 4 is multiple parts. Monique had $20. She spent 5 on lunch and 10 at the bookstore. So again, what did we start with? We started with $20. We took away because she spent. Now remember, this is like the receipt question. She spent 5 and then spent 10 more. So we're thinking 5 plus 10. And we're going to go ahead and put that in parentheses here. You're more than welcome to create story problems for questions number 11 and 12. I'm going to skip down here to number 13. We're trying to match which story problem matches which expression. So Fred caught 25 fish. He then released 10 fish, and then he catches 8 more. So he started out with 25 fish, He then got rid of 10. So we're going to subtract 10, and then we're going to add 8 more. The expression 25 minus 10 in parentheses plus 8 is the one that matches here. Nick has 25 pens. He gives 10 pens to one friend and 8 pens to another. So he's giving a total of 18 pens away. So we're going to take 10 and add 8, and then we'll subtract it. That would be this expression right here. Jan catches 15 fish, lets 6 go. So we have 15, we take away 6. That would be this expression here. And then Libby catches 15 fish. She lets 6 go, and she does that for 3 days in a row. That expression up top. That's the end of today's lesson. Guys, continue on to your homework. You need to look at the e-instruction to see which questions you may do and skip. If you have any questions, please feel free to message myself or Mrs. Loddick on Schoology. Always do your best. Thanks for watching, guys.